All right, let's talk about something that's advertised everywhere these days. I mean, everywhere. VPNs. What are they really doing for you? Are they your digital bodyguard, or is there something else going on?
Yeah, you know the ads I'm talking about, right? Total privacy, be completely anonymous, all that jazz. But here's the real question we need to ask. Are they actually a shield for your privacy, or could they be a kind of trap?
And that's really the heart of the debate. Some people will swear by them, calling them an absolutely essential tool for being online. Others, they'll tell you it's all just an expensive, misleading fraud. So let's figure out what the real story is. To really get why VPNs even exist, we've got to start with the problem they're supposed to solve. And honestly, that problem pops up the second you connect to any network that isn't your own. Just think about it for a second. You're at the airport, a hotel, a coffee shop, and you log into their free Wi-Fi. Super convenient, right? But what you're really doing is basically shouting your private information across a very crowded, very public room. You have no idea who else might be listening in. And we're not just talking about someone passively listening. No, we're talking about active threats. Things like digital eavesdropping, where someone literally just scoops up your data as it flies through the air. Or even worse, something called an evil twin attack. That's when a hacker sets up a fake Wi-Fi network that looks exactly like the coffee shop's real one. You connect to it and boom, they can see everything you're doing.
Okay, so public Wi-Fi is risky, we get it. But what about at home? Surely you're safe there, right? Well, not exactly. There's always someone watching, your internet service provider. Yep, Comcast, Verizon, AT&T, whoever you pay that bill to every month, they have a running log of every single website you go to.
So, with all these different eyes watching, what can you actually do? This is where the VPN makes its grand entrance. The whole idea behind it is to build a kind of secret, private tunnel just for your data to travel through. And that's really what a VPN is, in a nutshell. It's a service that creates the secure, encrypted passageway for your data, shielding it from all the chaos and visibility of the public internet. So how does this so-called magic tunnel actually work? Well, it's surprisingly straightforward. First, your data gets scrambled, that's the encryption part, before it even leaves your device. Second, it hops into that secure tunnel. Third, it travels all the way to the VPN server. And finally, from that server, it goes out to the website you actually wanted to visit. And the result of all this is actually pretty cool. To any hacker on that coffee shop Wi-Fi or even to your own internet provider, all they can see is a jumbled, unreadable mess of data going to one single place, the VPN server. They have no idea what websites you're visiting or what you're doing. You've essentially vanished from their view. Okay, so that sounds amazing, right? Problem solved. But this is where the story gets a little more complicated. You see, a VPN doesn't just magically eliminate the need for trust. It just moves it somewhere else. There's a fundamental rule in cybersecurity, and it's pretty simple. You have to trust someone. There is just no way around it. The only real question is, who are you going to choose to trust? So when you turn on a VPN, what you're really doing is making a trade. You're consciously saying, you know what? I don't trust my internet provider, so I'm going to take all my trust and all my data and hand it over to this VPN company instead. So let's just break down who you're trusting in these different setups. With no VPN, you're trusting your ISP and whoever's on that public network. If you're using a work VPN, well, you're trusting your employer. But with most of these services you see advertised, you're putting all your faith in that third-party VPN company. And yeah, you could build your own, but then you're just trusting your own technical skills. And that trust in a third-party company comes with some very real risks. If a service is free, remember that old saying, if you aren't the customer, you are the product. They could be selling your browsing data. And even with a paid one, what happens if their servers get hacked? Or what if a government legally forces them to hand over all their user records? It definitely happens. All right, so with all that in mind, let's get down to brass tacks. Let's weigh the real pros against the cons. What does a VPN actually do, and what parts are just clever marketing? Let's start with the good stuff. What a VPN does really, really well. First, it hides your true IP address from the websites you visit. Second, it hides your physical location, making it look like you're browsing from a totally different city or country. And third, it successfully encrypts your traffic, hiding your activity from your local network and your ISP. Those are the big wins. But, and this is a huge but, let's talk about what a VPN does not do. It does not make you 100% anonymous online. It doesn't stop websites from using cookies or other advanced tracking techniques because that tracking happens after you've already connected to their site. And despite what some ads might claim, it is not an antivirus. It won't protect you from malware. And please, if you remember nothing else from this, remember this one thing. The VPN provider can see all of your traffic, all of it. By hiding your data from your ISP, you are handing it, unencrypted, straight to your VPN provider. They see everything. So where does that leave us? What's the final verdict? Well, I think it's this. A VPN is a tool. It's a specific tool for specific jobs. It is not some magic, all-purpose privacy shield. Look, when you use it correctly, a good VPN is an incredibly powerful tool. It's one of the best ways to secure your connection on that sketchy coffee shop Wi-Fi, and it's fantastic for hiding your location if you need to access content that's blocked in your area. For those things, it's great. But, and I really can't stress this enough, it is not a one-click solution for total online privacy. It doesn't make you invisible, and it doesn't mean you can stop thinking critically about who has your data. Because that's what this all comes down to, really. A VPN doesn't eliminate risk. It just moves it. You're trading one watcher that you know, your ISP, for one that you probably don't. So the real question you have to ask yourself is this: who will you trust?